There's a lot of confusion with PCOS. They seem to be lumping every single symptom they can find basically into a PCOS diagnosis. For instance, if you have weight gain, it's PCOS. If you have hirsutism, it's PCOS. If you have some fatigue, it's PCOS. If you have insulin resistance, it's PCOS. If you have acne, it's PCOS. So let's break it down a little bit so there's no confusion. Real PCOS is serious stuff. It's the ovaries. That's when you get the fluid-filled cysts and the fluid-filled follicles, right? Well, that's because of Epstein-Barr virus. It enters into the ovaries, damaging cells and follicles. That's how the fluid-filled cysts are caused, right? But then we have to learn to separate the other symptoms, like weight gain. Because first of all, anybody can get weight gain and they don't have the fluid-filled cysts. They don't have the ovary problems and everything's good with the ovaries, but they can have the weight gain. So what happens with the weight gain, that's a tired, sluggish, stagnant liver right there. Insulin resistance is part of stagnant, sluggish liver, right? And a diet too high in fat. When you have the diet too high in fat and you start getting a little bit older, the liver starts to break down and wear out, get stagnant and sluggish. You can't break down your fats good enough with the bile reserves. You've got more fats floating around in the bloodstream. And then you end up with more insulin resistance. That's that issue right there. So you got the weight gain because of the liver. You got the insulin resistance happening. Now let's go into high androgens. That's from the adrenals. That's a separate issue. That's from part liver, but big time in the adrenal area. So that's where we have problems with the adrenals, but that's not PCOS. That's adrenal problems. And what happens is we have to look at these separately. Let's hit into acne for the moment. Well, acne is bacteria. That's a streptococcus bacteria that's in the lymphatic system. So if someone has acne, that's strep related. You see how you have to break it down a little bit? Now, if someone does have other symptoms like fatigue, that could be the Epstein-Barr virus, just like the Epstein-Barr virus causing a problem with the ovaries. Some can cross over, but overall, there's a lot of separate symptoms here, and they're all lumped into the PCOS bag. And that's unfair to people. It's unfair to women because all of it gets thrown together so they don't get the care they need per separate symptoms to really look at additional problems so they can get full care for their health.